you doing? I was so hot because it was hot today, and then I put the air conditioning on, and now I'm so cold. I had to put a sweater on. Either that or I got like sunburn, and so I'm freezing. I don't know. Hello, Lilith. Hello, where's Juanson? I didn't see no Juanson. Hi, beautiful Lilith. I know Juanson's somewhere around because I know Juanson was being very artsy today. Hi, DM, sweetie. Hello, beautiful Elaine. I know, Elaine, you're trying to beat the system. My poor love. Yes. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to give you the list as it is. Just boop, hold on. I have to take a paper out because I work old style. Okay. So. I know that we do have our beautiful Mimi. DM is up first, by the way. I just have to go and see into the PayPal, all right, who came on in first. So just one tiny little second, my beautiful DM, if you do, my sweet love, if you would like to put your question, you can. Yeah, so just one moment. Let's go like that. Let's go over here. Okay. Alrighty. Hi, Natty. Nice to see you, sweetie pie. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. And we do have Jasmine too. We have a little bit of a list here at this moment. All right. So, hold on, my loves. DM, you're first. My beautiful DM. Just one second. And we are the third. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So, just one moment. I'm going to... It's like everybody decided they were going to come on in early. I've got our beautiful MZ. I've got you once. I've got... Wait. Oh, sweet Lord, no. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I went to the wrong date. Okay, sorry. DM, you're first. After DM, I am going to go and see our beautiful MZ. I do have you twice over here for 3 questions. And then I do have our beautiful Michelle. And then we're going to go and see Jasmine, followed out by Elaine. And then we also have our beautiful Mimi. And I have Natty, who is right over here. So that's a list, my loves, okay? Let's start it off right away. If you're into the bottom of the list, so DM, you're right away. MZ, you're next. Michelle, you need a timestamp. Jasmine, you guys can stick around. It's all good. Mimi, I know you're not here. Natty, if you are here, my love, if you want to come back in about 20 minutes, it'll be your turn in about 20 minutes, my love. We can leave you a timestamp too. I just don't want you necessarily to stick around and kind of wait and be upset. But in about 20 minutes, it'll be your turn, sweetie, okay? So here we go, and let's start this off with DM. All right. Where are you, my beautiful love? Hi, sweetie. Jasmine, come back in about 10 minutes. All right? In about 10 minutes. Jasmine, thank you for sending the pre-email thingy. All right? I appreciate it, my love. All right. So here we go. Where's Juanson? Oh, there's Juanson. We see all the roses. Hi, Juanson. Nice to see you, sweetie. All right. Okay. So here we go with a DM, and you do not need a timestamp. So let's go and see. Okay. Okay. So, my love, what's coming in through for you into the next 5 days? Work and home. Empathy for others, motivated. You're going to be feeling like you feel like you need to help somebody out. Like you need to help, you need to, let me put it this way. I feel as though you're into a place, you're into a position where you're wanting to give a helping hand out to somebody is basically what it is. It's almost like if you feel a little bit kind of bad for them and you want to help them out with something, it's not going to be a big thing, but you're definitely going to be helping a hand out to somebody altogether. Other than that, I'm actually going to have to say in regards to work, I feel like there are some positive moments of recognition that are going to be coming on through. I feel like we're starting to notice a little bit more your efforts. Now, there could be a little bit, like there could be a small opportunity to set up or to clarify something. And so if you do have that possibility to do that, I definitely say go ahead with it. I feel like now is really a time for you, quite frankly, with the Fool, to look and ask yourself, what is, part of it is, it's going to come in two parts, all right? First part I want to say is looking at it and thinking to yourself, I need to trust my path. I need to trust the universe. I need to trust myself. I need to trust what I'm doing, where I'm going. And another part of that same thought or reasoning that I want you to look at is, as I am trusting what I am going to do or what I would like to do, but I have not yet done, right? I want to jump on in. What is going to be my next step? What is going to be my next movement? I need you to look at that, all right? I need you to look at that. I feel like it's going to be really important to start looking at the next steps that are going to be coming on up. Not the next promotion, not that, what is next? What do you want to do after this here? Is there any new projects that you would like to do? Is there, and it might not even necessarily be in regards to work. What do you want to do next? What can make your life better? Is it taking a music class, a singing? Is it drawing? Is it dancing? Is it sports? Is it gym? Is it whatever? What is it that you would like to do that will bring a lot of goodness onto your path and will help you altogether into your life? So I need you to look at that a little bit. I feel like it's important to look onto it. I feel like the energy is a little bit there to start thinking about it, not to take action about it necessarily right away unless you're ready, but really to start thinking about it. I also need you to avoid overextending your energy for people who are simply not returning it. I said you're going to be helping out, helping a friend. How do you say it? I know you're helping out somebody, okay? But I don't want you to overextend yourself helping somebody out. You're going to be helping somebody out, but don't overdo it. If you get to a point where you're overdoing, then you're doing too much and you must take that energy back upon yourself. So always focus on your priorities, not fixing on others, not fixing onto the delays neither, or what should have been. Focus onto the right here, right now. You can't do anything about the what should have been or but you can do something about the right here, right now. So make sure that you stay focused on today at this moment in time. And that is not an easy task altogether. I feel like around the end of the week, which we're slowly getting towards, I'm going to say around Friday, Saturday, it's like your energy becomes a little bit more scattered. So I do want you to be a little bit careful for that. So your energy is not necessarily scattered or rushed in any kind of a way. At home, I feel like there's going to be moments of peace. I feel like a good conversation. I feel like comforting moments, honestly. I feel like you're going to be a little bit into a zone where you're feeling more supportive, which is nice and which is good, which I don't see all that often. So I say take it on in. I feel like this is also going to be a little bit of your time for the weekend to reset your space. Mentally, physically. Avoid getting caught up in any type of emotional overthinking and try not to take, try not to take silence or distance into any personal kind of way. You just take your energy, you move on forward with it as best as you actually see it and that you think it should be. All right. So I feel like you're moving this week into a more of an inner strength than what you actually think. Spirit is asking you to stay balanced, to trust yourself. And what is meant to come is going to come anyway. So let's just let it go and see what's going to be coming towards you, sweetie pie. But there's nothing bad. There's nothing. And I feel like we've controlled what needed to be controlled last week that we discussed about into an email. I feel like that's on track. I feel like that's going well. So I'm going to say that energy seems to be progressing well. I'm not really worried about it. Hi, Patricia. How are you doing, sweetie pie? It is nice to see you, my love. It is. Love-wise, I don't really see anything, sweetie. So DM if there's anything else, if there's anything you want me to ask, but you can pass through the email. We'll do as usual, or you can post it here. Otherwise, I'm going to send you all my love, sweetie. I'm going to say enjoy this beautiful energy. We are going to head on over and go and see our dear friend MZ right now, right? All right. All right. So here we go. I'm glad you're doing good, Patricia. MZ's going to need a timestamp. MZ's going to be out 12 minutes. Alrighty. Alrighty. So MZ. Here we go. Over here, we're going to start off with this one. And you're going to have to go back again tomorrow. Oh no, sweetie pie. Just 1 second. All right, sweetie. So you're going to have to go back tomorrow to get a treatment, but you're feeling better than earlier today. Okay. And making the, I know. All right, let me go and see what's going to be happening with that. Let's go like this. Let's go over here. And I'm going to go and get your second question or your third question because I have 2 of them here. By the way, Michelle's going to be on up next. So Michelle, you're up next, sweetie. And here's the other one. So when he sent you pictures last night, hold on. Okay, I like that. I do. Okie dokie. So let's go and see. So I have all your questions over here. We're just going to move on forward and go and see what we've got. Again, Michelle's up next, followed out by Jasmine. So Jasmine, if you are here, please let us know. So Michelle, Jasmine, and Elaine are going to be the following readings. Then I'm actually going to put Natty before Mimi because Mimi's often not here. So Natty and then there'll be Mimi. All right, sweetie. What have you been up to, my beautiful Patricia, sweetie? Elaine, I don't think I have your questions in either, so if you do want to send them on through, you can, my love. All right, so my sweetie pie, what do I have over here for toi? Now, is he still having his therapy session? How is it going to move the relationship on forward? It is going to be moving on forward, my sweetie pie. There is no doubt. That must be you, Elaine. No, it's not. It's DM. I'll be right back with you, my dear DM, sweetie, if there's something that you want to add on through. I like the fact that the energy is getting closer, Julie. I feel like step by step, I feel like we've been, you've been holding on to so much. You've been very supportive. You've had a lot of balanced energy. It's about moving in safely into this new zone. Honestly, my love, I feel like a lot of good things are coming on through. Is he still having? Yes, he is still, and it is still happening this week. I'm going to say I feel like it is actually happening tomorrow. It's not tonight, it is tomorrow. It's often on Wednesdays or Thursdays. It's not always onto the same day. I feel like this is really more about him being focused on the emotional follow through than just into the internal processing, which is important because often he has all different kind of ideas, but he doesn't progress with them. He doesn't make the movement towards them. And now he's been working onto it, as you can see, for the last week or so. So he's doing some progress within that. I feel as though things are slowly starting to move on forward. I feel like this is really about his emotional follow through more than any type of internal processing, if you will. And I feel like this session really does have the potential to help him to connect the dots between his emotional avoidance and the relationship blocks. Also, I'm going to say gain confidence in being emotionally seen, but without any fear, because that's what we need. And recognize how safe your love really is. So this is going to be helping him realize that expressing his love and wanting connections, it doesn't make him weak. It makes him human. It makes him normal. He doesn't have to overthink things because he's always overthinking things. And that is a major piece into your relationship moving on forward. Does not make him weak. Does not make him feel like he's so vulnerable, like, oh my God, what's going to be happening? It makes him human, and that is important. Now, what does he believe that you feel for him? We're going to go and see that. So what does he believe that you feel for him? All right. Honestly, he knows that you do have some heartache. He does know that some things are a little bit unbalanced. He does know that he wants to try to make things better into a certain way, if you will. He knows that you care for him very deeply, but he doesn't quite understand why or how you stay so patient, how you stay so kind. But your love towards him feels like it is so genuine, that it is so loving. And right now, it's like if he believes that your intentions is to hold on to that space. It's not to control it. It's to hold on to that beautiful, loving, secure space. And that makes him trust you even more. So there is a part of him that sees you as being, somebody who doesn't just love him, but somebody who also believes into him. And that belief is slowly helping him actually open on up, if you will. So yes, he does. But sometimes he just kind of finds like it's a little bit incredible, if you will, that you would be so patient and so loving and so caring because, again, nobody has ever done that for him before. So, when it's a new kind of a thing, often you kind of ask yourself the question, why? And I feel like he often asks himself that question. But deep down into his soul, he just simply feels the love and he feels the connection that is there. Now, how did he feel about you calling him, handsome last night altogether? Look at that. Oh, the devil. Oh, la, 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 la. The hopes and the stars. All right. I'm actually going to say that he did love it. I know that he didn't show it, but he loved it. When you called him handsome, it kind of stirred up a mix of the you know, confidence and warm and bashfulness. It was nice. It was fun. It was kind of exciting into a way. And I feel like he's not necessarily used to be feeling a little bit admired into that kind of way. People don't necessarily say to him, oh, you're so handsome. And this is important for him because he knows that when you do say that, you're not just talking about the outside, but you're also talking about him. He is handsome in every single kind of way, even though you were talking about him in his hands, but you know, you love him inside and out. So compliments like that from you, they always carry more weight than anybody else. And like I said, nobody else really gives him those type of compliments. It's just those moments or those feelings that he kind of feels, but nothing is really clear. Nothing is really outwardly said. And that being said by somebody that you care about is so much more important than by anybody else. Somebody else, it just kind of goes on by like it's insignificant sometimes. But by somebody that you love and that you care for, completely different thing. So I'm going to say you have made him feel like he's seen for who he is becoming. And that's really, really, really quite powerful, my love. So I'm going to say he loved it. You're relaxing since mom is doing well. Mom was not doing well, my sweetie pie. Your mom was not well, sweet one. I'm going to go and see our beautiful Michelle. I'm glad that she's doing better if she was not doing well, sweetie. I'm going to put Michelle at 2130. And why do I have so many birdies that are going on through? I'm going to go and see what's happening into my email. Got a lot of birdies. That's a Patricia birdie. I got you, my love. Perfect. Okay, so Michelle, let's go over here. All right. So we are currently on Michelle, going to see Jasmine after. Jasmine, please let us know if you are here. Okay. Yes. And you can get a timestamp. You definitely can. Timestamp already done, my love. Oh, I think we've got Michelle twice over here. Oh, and Annie Lane and DM. All right. I'm going to be with Michelle, then I'm going to go and I'm going to do a follow-up on DM, okay? Right after Michelle. Okay. Okay. Let's go and see. Okay. So here we go. And Michelle, I hope that you're having a lovely evening at work, sweetie. All right. So DM's going to be on up for the follow-up question, followed up by Jasmine and Elaine. So we're going to start off with the love, my love. That's redundant, ain't it? We're going to start off with the love reading, and then we're going to move on forward to what's happening into your second question. All right. So here we go. We're going to start by looking at your love energy for this year, see what's kind of showing on up, how things are kind of moving on forward, and then we're going to go and see what's happening. So I do actually feel like love, or a connection anyways, is coming on through into the month of August. It's not somebody who is old. It's somebody not old in age. It's not an ex. It's somebody who is new is what I'm trying to say. That being said, from here until now, though, I feel as though this is about you gaining clarity. It's about gaining the it's about you gaining clarity, emotional clarity, I'm going to say. It's about you finding somebody who has the emotional maturity, and that's not to be neglected. Also about getting higher standards. We need to elevate this on up, sweetie pie. Because it's like you're no longer settling just for chemistry. You want consistency, you want emotional safety, and you want real effort. And so you're going to have to raise that bar up a little bit more. That's where you're going to go and find somebody into the month of August. I see some dating, everything the such. I don't see anything that is completely, like, I don't see far. I'm not going to say you're going to be together with this person until December. You might. I do see dates and I do see you guys being together. I don't see any breakups, but it's kind of far in time and a lot of things can change. So I'll say a new connection to the month of August, somebody who is new. So there is definitely going to be an energy that is there that's going to be deepening, something that's going to be a little bit, if you will, kind of slow burning. So it's going to be like a slow type of a connection. You're going to be attracted to somebody new, and I feel like this person's going to bring you some peace. They're going to be completely different than the others because this person's going to bring you peace and not confusion. The others often kind of bring on a different type of confusion. So I'm going to say you're aligning with somebody who matches with your growth. So this is about you releasing the old patterns fully. We need to let go of them because we've been a little bit stuck into them. So you don't invite them into any type of new form with the new people who are going to be coming on through. Although I say new people, but I see one person coming on through in August. So that's what I'm seeing for that, my love. So I will say new love popping on in then. How long is it going to last? That is still left to be said. Shall it continue? Perhaps even. That, again, left to be said, but we're not quite there yet. But definitely new love coming on through. In the meanwhile, it's leveling on up. It's getting the emotional clarity and moving on forward, sweetie pie. Now, as for D and P and the X, what is really going on with those people? All right. There's definitely something that is off into that triangle. So I'm going to say yes, a million different kind of times. It kind of feels like a D has loose boundaries with both women, especially the X and mother of his children. So I kind of feel like the energy between them feels like it's emotionally charged. I feel like there's a lot of unresolved tension and there's like emotional hooks from the past relationship. As for P, I'm going to say it's not quite confirmed that D is dealing with her with that person emotionally or romantically, if you will. There is an emotional overlap that is there, but it's kind of blurred lines. It's like it's not making complete sense at this moment. And I kind of feel like that's why the conflict has gotten a little bit worse with the X. Basically, the X senses that there's another woman or jealousy and it's causing that person to kind of act out more than they actually usually would. So I'm going to say where there's chaos, there's definitely some boundaries that have been crossed. So I feel as though D is not officially with either one of them, but he's not being fully transparent in any kind of simple way at all. And that is actually contributing to the whole mess that's going on. So the confusion is actually rooted in him not wanting to let go of either of them or of the dynamic at play. That's what's going on with that, sweetie pie. So trust your intuition. You're completely right. We are going to put a timestamp over here for DM. One moment, my loves. I'm going to go and Anna Michelle, I'm sending you much love, sweetie. Let me know if you have any other questions, okay? Let me go and see that, okay? So DM is going to be at 28 minutes. Yes, my love, absolutely. High Priestess, thank you, sweetie. Patricia, I'm going to say in about 20 minutes. High Priestess, about 20-25 minutes too, my love. Thank you for your donation, sweetie. Thank you, my beautiful Jasmine. You're on up next. So, DM, let me just go and answer your question over here, my love. You want to know if that person is okay. That would definitely be a no-no. Let me go and see what's happening with it, sweetie pie. That would definitely be a no-no. I feel like this person can be a little bit unrealistic. I feel like they do have a lot of boundaries altogether, but are they actually doing anything behind the scenes like you're mentioning into the email? I will say no. So you're good. You're good, my love. I'm still not going to say they're the most perfect or sweetest person on earth, but they're not doing what you think that they're doing. So that's okay, my love. That's okay. But in either case, if you want me to, you just write back to me yes or no. I can do just a little protection spell for you just to make sure that that the energy, because sometimes it's not necessarily about doing an action towards something. Sometimes it's just the energy that is carried on through, that the energy is not a negative one that is projected upon you. I can do that if you want to. I can try to release that. Let me know. Just send me an email if you would like me to do that, okay? All right. So my beautiful Jasmine, here we go, my love. Let's do this. Let me go into your email. Okay, hold on. We're going to do that. Just 1 second. Gonna go and get it. Okay, so that is that, and the questions are over here, and the questions are here. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna start on off with question number 1. Hold on. Something is bugged. Your earrings. Yeah. All right. Perfect, DM. I've got you, my love. I've got you, sweetie. I'm sending you much love. Thank you, sweet one. I'll take care of it. There are often different kind of messages that come through you, my beautiful Elaine. Yeah, whenever that happens. It's also about moving on up spiritually also, I do have to say. Okie dokie. Okay. So. I won't say what the questions are. You know what they are. Question number 1. So Elaine is next, followed out by Natty. So Elaine, I know that you're here. Natty, sweetie, just let us know if you're here, okay? So question number 1 is about the person Saturday looking your way, all right? What is going on into that? I'm actually going to say that I feel as though your instructor mentioned it because you saw this person as being like, like good looking, and that, very likely part of it altogether. I feel like attraction is often the very first thing that draws your attention. There's no doubt about it. Otherwise, you'd just walk on by and you wouldn't even think about it. But I kind of feel like it might go a little bit deeper than that. I feel like you yourself have been softening your energy, opening on up a little bit more, doing different type of meditations, manifestations, and that kind of helps to align people towards you into a certain way. There's a different vibe, there's a different energy that emanates from you, and they can actually pick up onto that. So I'm going to say this person could have actually sensed your openness, your confidence, or even just a little bit of your vibe kind of shifting, because people can be drawn to that. So I'm not going to say, that's what I'm going to say towards it. So what I have to say is there. I'm not saying necessarily that this person is interested and would like to move on forward with something. I feel like the energy was open, it was good, and it was positive. I feel like there would be an energy for exchange, but would there be an energy for something more than that? That I don't know. I don't necessarily see it at this moment, so I'll say no. I feel like it's more you working onto your energy that just kind of opened on up a little bit more, if you will, that horizon. Now, did he want to talk to you or approach you by any chance? Well, I'm going to say yes, definitely it is possible. I feel like this person, looking your way more than once is not just somewhat of a coincidence. But I also do feel as though it is a question of kind of reaching on out, kind of a little bit of talking, if you will. I feel like it's a little bit of a subtle cue, whether because this person did not necessarily act upon it, the body language was showing that there was some type of a curiosity, even if it is at its minimum that is there was a curiosity, and so possibly some type of an interest. So sometimes people just kind of hesitate for their own reasons. There's a million different kind of reasons to hesitate, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't a desire to connect. Again, like I said, there could be a desire to connect because we would like to talk with you. We would like to, I'm not going to say, like, I don't see any committed relationship. Maybe this person wanted to talk with you. Maybe they kind of felt your energy. They felt more comfortable. They kind of felt like they knew you from somewhere. Maybe this person could be interested into something that could be, I don't want to say like a one night stand because I don't see a relationship. So I don't want to say anything committed, but this person could be interested in meeting up with you maybe every once in a while. But I didn't see too much of that energy neither. So I would basically say we like the energy. We kind of felt comfortable around you. And if the occasion kind of stroked between the both of you guys, then you could probably sit on down and have a really good time together. You could probably be like really good friends, not necessarily lovers, but really good friends. Now, will you be seeing this person again? And if not, what was the lesson? It's not always a lesson. There's not. Everything happens for a reason, but there's not always a lesson behind everything. If you feel like there's a lesson, then there's a lesson to be learned. What do you think needs to be learned from that? I think you need to move on forward and seize the moment. I feel like whenever there is something, you move on forward with it. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up thinking, my God, I should have. And a life living with the I should haves, it's kind of sucky. So I'm going to say there's no guarantee that there is not going to be a second encounter. But for the moment, I don't necessarily see the second encounter. I kind of see you looking and kind of thinking, oh my God, I should have, but I don't necessarily see it. So I'm going to say if you do ever see that person again, then definitely do make some type of movement towards them, no doubt about it. Was there any lesson to be learned into it? I'm going to say your heart and your energy shift. The universe kind of reflects it on back towards you. It might not always necessarily result into a relationship, like I said, but it brings people that are supposed to be aligned together, and that resonates different moments, and it reinforces your own personal growth, even if it's not into a love type of relationship. So, yeah, you guys were definitely meant to cross paths, but how are you meant? If you see him again, will you talk? Well, I kind of feel like if you do see this person again, I feel like you will. Why? Because I feel like you learned your lesson. Let's just seize the moment. So I kind of feel like, yes, you would definitely have somewhat of a conversation, but I don't necessarily see the conversation going elsewhere after that. I see a conversation, and I see maybe like a getting together as friends, but again, I don't see a loving connection coming from this. So yeah, but I'm definitely going to say next time you do see this person, definitely go bold, not bald, but bold. About the others, in number 5. How does this help you and them going on forward? Well, you know what? Everything you do towards people is good. Everything. And it ends up coming back to you at some point in time. That being said, you don't have to send out really good things to people who did bad to you, though. That's not the same thing. So when you send light, when you send prayers, when you send peace towards other people, even past connections or people who didn't turn into something that was deeper for you, then you unhook from that bitterness, you unhook from the attachment. You keep your heart clear, but you also open for new, better aligned energies. And you create that spiritual balance by wishing well without necessarily needing to control any type of an outcome. So I'm going to say it actually helps you evolve into an energetic kind of a way, and it protects your own peace, and it kind of clears space for something that is healthier, something that is more of a, something that is more into mutual, like a reciprocal type of a connection. And lastly, Yeah, and question number 6. So Elaine and Natty are next. Elaine and Natty. And then I'm going to go and see Mimi, Patricia, and High Priestess. Sweetie Pie. Definitely a beautiful beginning. Even if it was just for a moment. You know, kind of feel like sometimes it's a moment where Cupid kind of shows up and you didn't run. You were seen when you kind of left yourself be seen. And that's actually major. To be let to be seen. So manifestations could definitely build, you know, over time through this. So it could be emotional alignment, consistency into your energy within your works, your meditation, your prayers, trust into the timing, even when things seem kind of small or kind of temporary. So I feel like this was a spark. I feel like your manifestations are definitely gaining some traction. And the more you honor these sparks rather than actually brushing them off or getting discouraged if they don't lead anywhere, the more you will attract people who are going to meet your growth and your openness altogether, my love. So Sweetie Pie, good for you. Good for you. A lot of forward, beautiful movement. Hey, Elaine. Thank you, Sweetie Pie. Elaine, you're going to be up in about 30 minutes, my love, if you want to come on back. It is nice to see you. There's a chick who hurt your car, who hit your car. Oh, my God. Because you don't have insurance. Oh, my dear gosh. Oh, my dear. Oh, la, 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 la. A lot of things happening over there. Yeah. Well, yesterday was slow and boring, Hanson. That was slow and boring. All right. I know, I can't follow. Buonanotte, bellissima. Sogni d'oro. Elaine. Elaine Tat, it is, Elaine Tat. An update, of course you can, Sweetie Pie. Let me go into PayPal and do a little bit of an update at the same time, all right? So don't miss anybody because I've been hearing Tweety birds. Okay, that just kind of sounds like I'm in a Bugs Bunny kind of a thing. But yeah, I've been hearing Tweety birds. All right, and we do have over here a beautiful Love Shine, and we also do have Tea Clean. Oh my God, we're on fire tonight, loves. Okay, so here we go. The list is, get ready with your pens, Sweetie Pie. We are currently on Elaine. We are moving on forward to Natty, then Mimi, then Patricia, High Priestess, Elaine Woods, then we have Love Shine, and we have Tea Clean. I shall say that list again. Mimi is, no. Natty is next, followed out by Mimi. Then Patricia, High Priestess, Elaine, Love Shine, and Tea Clean. Alrighty, let's continue on through at this moment. Alrighty. Elaine, email. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. That is Mimi popping on through. And here's Elaine. Alrighty. So let's do that. Like that. Let's go over here. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Elaine. So, Natty, if you're here, let us know you're next. Otherwise, we'll leave you a timestamp. And then we're going to go and see Mimi. We have Mimi twice tonight. Alrighty. So, how is your motion and social media design work final going so far? And why haven't you received the feedback yet? Is he waiting for something altogether? Okay. All right. I feel like your final work is actually likely progressing more than you actually realize. You're just kind of not really seeing it. Especially because you've been putting a lot of genuine thought, creativity, and a lot of energy into it. And sometimes I just kind of feel like when the feedback is a little bit delayed, it's not a reflection of your work. It doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that the mentor is kind of processing things. So he could be taking time to see how everybody's work kind of lands or kind of unfolds before giving that focused feedback altogether. It's also possible that he's kind of letting a little bit of the energy settle down, allowing space for people to fall a little bit more into alignment before offering those personalized, if you will, guidances. But my dear God, it's not because you've done something wrong. It's not because there's anything bad. I feel like you're completely well aligned. You are definitely not forgotten in any kind of a way. I just kind of feel like he's waiting for the right moment to give you the feedback that's actually going to move you forward instead of just an ordinary feedback that will keep you stagnant or anything as such. But there's nothing bad. There's nothing negative about it. Why do you dream of yourself praying and then leaving somewhere? The dreams about the prayers often represent really deep spiritual processing altogether. Asking for protection, guidance, clarity, leaving afterwards kind of suggests that there's a transition, that there's a certain movement. It's almost like you're preparing for the next stage of your life and letting go of that old chapter, which is one of the reasons also you were talking earlier into the chat about your ear that was ringing. That's one of the messages also of a certain growth, of a certain change. I'm going to say it's like if your subconscious at this moment is showing you that you're actively aligning with your spirit before actually moving on forward. So I will say it's like beautiful spiritual groundwork that is happening a little bit behind the scenes. Now, why do you see a white butterfly cross your path twice, even though it's not butterfly season yet? Yeah, there's not a lot of those butterflies out there. I've seen a couple of them. I have seen a couple of them. I have. Butterflies are beautiful angels. They're often past people, past loves. The actual white butterfly altogether is a symbol of transformation. It's not of no surprise, isn't it? It's white, peace, but also spiritual presence. Now, seeing them twice, especially when it's out of season, means that you're giving a sign. I told you, the guides are giving you a sign here, sweetie. It's an affirmation that you're onto that path of deep inner change, of spiritual alignment. Now, the repetition is really, really quite meaningful because it's saying that you're not alone. Keep going, keep doing. Beautiful, soft change is actually happening towards you. Now, why do you sleep a lot? Well, that's why. That's why. When you're into those moments of transformations and great spiritual alignment, transformations, elevations, you're more tired. You sleep more. It goes along with it. It's not a bad habit, sweetie. I feel like there is like I'm going to say a mix. I feel like this could be a mix of both energetic and physical influences. On one level, I feel like the deep sleep and the feeling of being kind of half conscious can point to the astral activity or the spiritual processing, especially if you're energetically quite sensitive, which you are. So the experience of being physically awake but not fully present, especially when you're talking to your mentor, is suggesting that your awareness may have been split, almost like if your spirit was off doing something else and then just kind of returned. But also, if this is happening like often, like onto a daily function, then it's worth to kind of, check with your sleeping patterns and habits altogether. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything is wrong, but sometimes your body or your nervous system is asking for a little bit more balance, a little bit more release. And you have been through a lot, especially within the last few weeks, last few months. There's been more stress. There's been a lot of different type of activities happening, especially in regards of your creation. So it's only normal that it would somewhat deregulate a little bit, if you will. Now, why do you see the Page of Wands partially into your sleep? The Page of Wands is a symbol of inspiration. It's fresh ideas, it's new journeys. Those are all things that you're onto. So often creative or spiritual ones, if it's partially appearing into your dream, it means that this new beginning or this spark is coming into view, but it's not fully ready to manifest yet into the physical world. So it's really close though. It is, but it's like half there. It's on its way. So if you're sensing it and your intuition is kind of previewing it, then you need to stay ready because your next inspiration is going to be forming on through, my love. And on to that note, I'm sending you much love. It is. I know. I am going to go and see our beautiful Natty over here. It is very high, my love. It definitely is. Natty's going to be at 50 minutes. Now, up next is Mimi. Mimi is up next. I know it's driving you nuts, but you've got this, my love. You've got this. Believe into yourself a little bit more. Believe into yourself, sweetie. All right, here we go. So, let's go see my love. Up next is Mimi and Patricia. So Mimi, I know that you're not here. I do need to know if Patricia is here. So Mimi, Patricia, and High Priestess are the following readings. And Lilith and Quantum will be closing at 11 tonight. So in an hour and 5 minutes, sweetie pies. All right, the Page of Pentacles. So the offer is there. We do have our beautiful Page who is here. I do see beautiful celebration. And like, I hate it. 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 Why do I hate it? Because I see changes, I see transformations, but then at the very same time, I see it's like we're stuck into a place where we go back to the same darn habits. And I hate that. I despise it. You know, when you say, oh, we're going to change, we're going to do this, we're going to modify, blah, 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 blah. And you do change it, you do modify, or sometimes people just kind of do a little bit partially and you end up back into the exact same darn situation that you were into. You're just kind of stuck a little bit into a vicious cycle. It's a little bit what I'm seeing. The offer is there. The celebration is there because things have changed. But it's like if you guys end up being back into the exact same darn circle over again. So is it going to change this time around? I feel like he will, but I feel like he's going to transition and go right back into it again. So let me go and get some more information upon this. So what's going to be happening with George? Why is he doing this and what's going on? So why would George? What are his intentions? We're going to go another 2 times. Why? A Tower moment, followed by stagnation. The relationship's going to get back into its old cycles. Spirit seems to be saying over here for me, it's like if you guys... you want to change and you have the desire to, but things go quickly. I'm going to say quickly within the following 6 to 8 weeks back into the same place where they used to be. And then you're going to have a little bit of a Tower moment. There'll be somewhat of a breakage. You're going to feel like everything is stuck again. Everything is at a halt. You're not going to know what to do with it. You're still going to be at the same place. So it's like you're repeating the same cycle. So I'm actually going to say for the moment, what I feel is you'll get back together. Things will be better for a little bit, a couple weeks, and then things will go badly. They'll go back to the way that they were. You'll be back into a pause. You'll wonder if you're going to get back together. You're going to look at all the possibilities. You'll both be looking at it. You will probably get back together again. And then it's going to be important at that moment in time to really do something about it. Or even just at this time, if you're able to avoid this, which you are able to. Whenever you feel like things are getting back into the same old patterns, stop right away. All right. Say, okay, I feel like we're getting back into the same type of cycles or patterns that we were into. And, you know, how can we change? How can we, because we don't want to go back into that place. So when you start to see that there's a shift, it's going to be important at that moment to make the modifications, and don't wait and think, okay, well, no, it's just one little thing. It's okay. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to go back to that. Don't disillusion yourself into that kind of way. One pattern that repeats itself. Stop yourself, sit down, talk about it, fix it, so you don't end up getting into this position. So my love, his intentions with you, because he does love you and he does want to be with you, he will try, he will modify, but he will return, and then you'll be back in the same place. So it is fixable. It is fixable, but everybody's going to have to put their own 2 cents into it, my love. Let me give you some messages. I know that you came into my life for a reason. It's all or it's nothing with me. I don't want you to feel as though I use you in any kind of a way. I want us to meet so we can talk. I'm tired of running away from all of my emotions, and I have trust issues. Ah, la, 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 sweetie pie. A good night, my beautiful Elaine. Good night, sweetie. Hi, Sag Moon. How are you doing, sweetie pie? It is nice to see you, my love. How have you been? And good night, my beautiful Elaine, sweetie. We are going to go and see Mimi. Patricia, let us know if you are here. Mimi is going to be at 56 minutes, and we're going to be with her for a couple minutes because she does have 2 donations. Up next is Patricia, High Priestess, and Elaine Woods. Mimi, I think all of your questions are into my email. No, this one is not. So I will go and gather it into PayPal. Just one moment. If you guys do see somewhere at some point Love Shine, don't ask her necessarily to post her questions, but if she's not going to stick around, she can send them to my email. All right, Mimi. That one is to email. Let me go and get the one from yesterday. Okay, the one from yesterday is here. Okay. Hold on, it's opening, guys. All right. Okay. So we have this. So we're going to start off with email number 1, then we're going to go to email number 2. You have 2 doing. Okay, the other one's in PayPal too. What's it going to take? I'm going to go find it. I'm going to go find it after this one. Oh no, then you say over here to email. Mimi, I don't have an email. I only have 1 email. Let me go see. Oh no, there is a second one. Okay, I got you. Alrighty, so here we go, my beautiful Mimi. So Patricia and High Priestess and Elaine Woods following 3 readings. Okay. So what the cards whisper through your story altogether, right? I kind of feel like the moment that he actually watched your video or soon after posting it, I kind of feel like you had an energy an energy of being curious. Watching, quietly kind of tuned on in, not fully stepping up forward, but definitely noticing. It's like he knows that something is being said between the lines, especially with those songs, and deep down, yes, he likely does feel, it is about him. But at the very same time, there's a lot of things that are unsaid, but that are felt very, very deeply. So you say you asked if you fed his ego again. Well, that is a real question. It is a good question. Not to scare you in any kind of way, but to reflect, I kind of feel as though the type of attachment, the emotional power, you definitely did. I'm going to say yes. He definitely did feel that magnetic tug of she's still feeling something. But that doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means that he felt something, and that's it. So you're still moving through it. It doesn't change anything in any kind of a way. It's not about an ego. It's about grief. It's about a certain meaning. It's about how what he does and what he did and how you feel about this altogether. So does he miss you and does he actually want to come on back? Well, that he does, but he is very, very emotionally indecisive, sweetie. I feel like often he suppresses his own feelings to avoid the responsibility. And then he kind of misses the connection. He misses the warmth. He misses, let's say, the intimacy. But he's not taking no darn action. So that's why you're right to actually say, if he comes back, then I'll crash. But that's it. You need to be very, very careful. You waking up at 5 in the morning, well, like I said, that's a little bit your intuition. Your intuition is loudest at that moment. And into the early hours when the veil is very, very quite thin, you're kind of entering into that dream state, not to escape, but because your subconscious is still untangling the story altogether. So you're protecting your peace by going back to sleep, and that's powerful into itself. It's very regenerative altogether. So I'm going to say it's a quiet strength. It's not reacting. It's not chasing. It's really just being. And that feeling that you don't want to think, you just want to numb, it's okay. It's okay to rest your soul. It's okay to rest your heart. You don't have to feel bad about it. You do not need to resolve everything right now. Work onto one little thing at a time. So you're healing in waves. A little bit, it goes up and down like that roller coaster of life. And even if he doesn't say a word, even if he doesn't say anything whatsoever, that's okay. You're slowly gaining your clarity anyways. So you're still meant to believe into something that is better. It's just that better is not with him. Because better is never going to let you guess. It is never going to let you second guess in any kind of a way. And that is very important. Let me go and see your second email over here. Okay. And here we go for the second one. The second one seems to be a little bit more work oriented. So we're going to go and look at that. Need to know if our beautiful Patrizia is around. Because you're going to be on up next. Let me just go see if you're around. You are. Thank you, my love. All right, so Patricia, High Priestess, let us know if you're here, and Elaine Woods, let us know if you're here. You're going to be the following 3 readings, loves. Okay, so CHMT and Al, again, there's that Scrabble game. Ooh, my sister used to cheat with her dictionary and those little weird 2-word things that had X's and Y's and Z's that had so many points. What a cheater. That being said, CH. Here we go. We're going to start off with CH, all right? I feel as though CH is emotionally distant at times, but watching. There is a part that kind of acknowledges the emotional strength, but kind of struggles with expressing that respect openly. So work-wise, I feel like this person recognizes your effort, but doesn't say it directly. I feel like this person's a little bit more internal and possibly not necessarily intimidated by anything, or not by a lot of things anyways. If we move on forward to MT, MT's into a position where we're more sharp, we're more logical, but we're also kind of controlling with our words. I feel as though this person wants to hand off a little bit of the program. I feel like this person is a little bit burdened, but instead of collaborating, I feel like she's projecting it upon you. So it's your fault. So underneath, there's a little bit of a passive-aggressive kind of competitiveness that is there. And it's less about actually thinking about you can't do it. It's more about testing if you will. So deep down, she doesn't want to see you succeed without her, because then she just loses control. And Al. What about Al? Al sounds like Al. I was a little bit more withdrawn, a little bit more observing, not fully involved. I kind of feel like this person respects you, but prefers staying into the background. So I feel like this person admires you, admires your resilience more than they actually do express, but they choose not to go into that workplace kind of drama. So I don't feel like this person has anything against you. It's just a little bit the way that it is. And as for about JL taking credit, well, that's a classic kind of a sneaky kind of a thing. I feel like Jay Ware is aware of what that person is doing, even if she kind of pretends that it's a little bit harmless, if you will. I feel like you're right to be irritated. I feel like the issue is the people that are around her, the leadership. I feel like this person needs to be careful a little bit. So I'm going to say your sense of being overlooked is definitely valid. You're definitely not imagining it in any kind of a way. Now, MT wanting to protect I can't say the word in your hands. All right. I can't say that word. So that kind of actually feels over here like somewhat of a little bit of a tower type of an energy or emotion. I feel like MT doesn't want the collapse to reflect onto her, so she wants to stay kind of away quietly while placing the weight onto you. So I feel like her delegating everything and just using, if you will, using her power of mouth, if you will, into a certain way, kind of quick to talk but slow to act. You're seeing through her, and your mood is going to reflect what this person has done. And it does reflect also a certain surface level, a little bit of a relationship that is there. So you can do it without her. And it's also okay for you to set those boundaries. So I'm going to say you're strong, but you're exhausted. So you do need to be careful. You've been fighting a lot of battles without being actually fully supported. Hold on. About the food, yeah, it's not about the food. It's about control. It's about disguise. It's about concern. When MT says things like "for your own good," it's not really about caring. It's more about possessive, withholding, trying to control how you feel about yourself. So it's not about your weight. It's not about your appetite. It's about her need to feel above you by restricting or kind of deciding what you should have, and that's not kindness. That's a power play. So you're right. You do have to be very careful with it. And it does truly reveal how this person kind of views, controls the status that she can actually have. As for your mood, Mr. Harrian kind of feeling off, it's normal. It's normal because of your current emotional state. There's grief, there's weariness, there's that heavy emotional load. So I feel like Mr. Harry's situation is still lingering around into your energy field, and that brings unspoken sadness. Maybe even I'm going to say disappointment that you haven't fully allowed yourself to express. So your sharp response lately, well, that's you kind of being burnt out by the whole thing from holding everything within. It's too much. So you're not wrong for standing up for yourself. You're just kind of tired of being, the bigger person all the time while others kind of walk around and they don't really have that self-awareness. They just kind of do whatever it is that they feel like they should do. So basically know that you're not being tested emotionally or professionally. People around you aren't necessarily against you, but there's a lot of self-serving people around you, sweetie. And your work is strong. Your instincts are sharp. Do listen to your intuition. And you do need to have that emotional rest. And you need to stop over exploring your boundaries. All right? Messages. I will find my way back to you someday. I don't know what I want. Long distance. And we have some sexual fantasies about you, sweetie. I'm sending you much love, my beautiful Mimi. Take care of your sweet self, okay? Don't let those bad people do anything or say anything towards you in any kind of bad way, my love. Patricia, you're next. You're next. Here we go. Patricia. Okay, let me go over here. All right. I've been doing pretty good. Your mom is still doing well. And so you're taking the rest of the week off and relaxing with the dog. Good for you. Let's go see. It's been 3 weeks since. Okay, I know. He's up to something big with his work. That's what it is, right? Okay. Okay. Let's go and see. And up next is going to be High Priestess and Elaine. High Priestess already did ask for a timestamp, but if you're here, just let us know. Alrighty. So here we go. All right. Thank you, my beautiful Lilith. I feel like we see that person every night. I feel like you do that every night. I kind of do. All right. Okay, I'm just going to go and check out the list, make sure everything is okay while I'm into it. And we do have Sag Moon, who's going to be after T Clean also. Thank you, my beautiful Sag Moon, my love. Okie dokie. So, Patricia. Okay. Let's go do an A. How is A doing? A check-in, tarot style. What do we have? What is happening? It is normal that you miss him. It is more normal that you want to be close to him and everything. This is such my sweetie pie. What I will say is this. I feel as though A is definitely a little bit onto the move. I feel like there's strong energy around. I feel like there's forward momentum. I feel like there's physical movement. I don't necessarily feel like he's on spot. I feel like he could actually be voyaging or going to different type of little travels soon. He's definitely going after the big goals. Like, he doesn't stop, does he? Like, we talk about, retirement, or we talk about this. Like, he doesn't stop. He wants to, but he just never, ever stops, is what I'm seeing. It's just like he's got one idea after the next. So, I'm definitely going to say I feel like he is up to something that is major within work. I feel like he's focused. I feel like he's laser-eyed, like, onto that success. Probably juggling a lot of different type of logistics, making long-term choices. So I feel like that's why he's a little bit more into his silence mode, because that's a little bit of his language, when he's busy. I'm also going to have to say that I feel like he's trying to ground himself a little bit more. I feel like he's kind of emotionally locked on down when he's into that work mode, when he's into that, I'm going to call it the work beast mode, because that's what it is. When he gets into that, he's like 101 million% concentrated. This is what it is. This is what's happening. This is what I must focus on. It's like he can't focus on anything else. So I feel like he's thinking about stability and security. I feel like he's thinking about legacy later on. I feel like he's thinking about his deep values, what he wants to try to accomplish. And I feel like he's not saying all that much, but all those thoughts are quietly kind of like little bricks into his pocket, but they are going to end up being quite heavy, and he is going to have to end up taking somewhat of a pause because it's too much. Now, I'm going to say that he is literally looking out for what is going to be next. I feel like he is considering personal alignment. I feel like he is thinking about what it is that he wants and how it is that he actually wants to move on forward. I'm going to say probably occupies 5 to 10% of his time. The other 90% is all about work. So you actually missing him more makes sense, because you probably feel as though his energy is a little bit less around. Not that it's less around, it's just that it's all kind of focused onto that work. But you can feel that his heart is there. It's feeling the movement, even if it is from afar. The emotional waves are still there. The connection across the distance is there. There's probably even dreams that you do not remember of that are there, that you are having, that he is having at the very same time. So even though he may be silent, he's there. He's listening to you, such as you are listening to him, my sweet love. So I'm going to say at this moment, I do not feel as though, like, it's not, you're probably going to continue like this for another 3 to 4 weeks, but without hearing from him. I'm going to say a good 3 to 4 weeks, because he's got a lot of things that are going on, but it doesn't mean that things aren't moving. It doesn't mean that the energy is not there. It doesn't mean that the universe is not bringing you closer together. You are there onto a very emotional, spiritual level. The thing that we have to do last is kind of bring the physicality together. So yes, he is quiet, but he is definitely not disconnected. I mean, your heart is completely in tuned one and another for a reason. So my love, I'm going to say he's loving you from a distance, but yes, he is a million times busy. And yes, you are missing him, and it's normal to do so. But know that he is receiving your messages. Know that he is receiving your love. Know that the connection is there, and that he's slowly starting to look a little bit more towards a certain alignment into the future. Yes. Hi, High Priestess. Thank you, sweetie. You're next, my love. You're next. It has, hasn't it, Watson? Like the same person, like every night for like 3-4 nights. I think so. The name is kind of particular, which is why I remember it, and they keep getting blocked. Okay. Sometimes I think that you can be a little bit controlling, and that pushes me away. I'm going to say that's more into the past. You're no longer that person. You just let him live. You just let him be. Yes, I do want to be with you. I can't stop thinking about you. You are always into my dreams. I told you about the dreams. You need to listen to your dreams, sweetie pie. This is hard for me. I am struggling. I feel like you're feeling into the same way also. And I love you, and I do want to be with you. So my beautiful Patricia, I'm going to say towards you, the love is there. It is present. Keep on sending him that love. Keep on sending him those beautiful vibes. Keep on sending him all that beauty. He is receiving it. You are receiving it. At some point in time, he will unblock again. That's just the way that he moves and he functions. But know that you are into his heart, deeply rooted, my love. High Priestess, you are here, but you did ask for a message. Patricia, send me an email if you want to chit chat, okay, my love? I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm glad that your mom is doing good too, sweetie pie. It will be time whenever we do see Love Shine. If you guys see her around, let me know. She'll probably pop in into the following 10 minutes, but if you do, you do. Because she is onto the list, just let me know. So, High Priestess. Let's go see. Elaine Woods, let us know if you're here. So, High Priestess, Elaine Woods, Love Shine. If Love Shine is not here, I'm going to go see T Clean and Sag Moon. Okay, perfect. That's okay, sweetie. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations, sweetie pie. So you were accepted and you did get it. Good for you, my love. Good for you. That's okay. Even if you start in August, it's not that far away. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Alrighty. So. All right. And voila. So let's go see what the cards have to say about your pivot into the personal care and beauty manufacturing altogether. Always, always, always believe into yourself, okay? Don't let the thought of anybody else or the thought of any other product or not be whatever. You are number one. Always believe that you're number one throughout the whole ordeal at any point in time. All right, through the whole experience, because you will have beautiful celebrations along your way, but you're also going to have, you know, some sadness along the way, or not sadness, but more struggles along the way. So what I will say is this. I feel like this is a powerful sign that you are stepping into that new chapter. And I do believe that you are doing it with the right mix of intuition, but also of courage. I feel as though it is going to be very important for you, though, to be well aligned. Sometimes we try to be as aligned as we possibly can, but sometimes we kind of get a little bit, I'm going to say, fooled, or sometimes we're a little bit naive because there's a lot of things that we would like to have. But know that you're following that soul nudge. It's not just something that is logic. This is about a breakthrough, and a breakthrough shall happen for you. So you are into the right energy to actually do that pivot altogether. As for your resume, I feel like it is strong. I feel like it is sturdy. I feel like it's got what it is that it needs to be into it. I'm going to say it's a lot about the craftsmanship, about the dedication. All right. Because you've been putting in a lot of real work, which means that the changes that you have made, oh, they definitely have been noticed, my sweet love. I mean, you have been cuffed and chained to something that you have not necessarily wanted to do for the longest of time. So this is a little bit your time to move on forward, to change, to transform, to become the one that you want. But you're going to have to listen to yourself. So listen to your confidence, listen to your creativity, and listen to your presence. Even if you're coming from a place of healthcare, you are bringing that blend of empathy, of strength into the industry altogether. I feel as though you need to keep on sticking, into this queen energy. You need to own your shift and don't ever second guess it. This is a good path for you. All right. But again, confidence, creativity, and presence, super important. The job search, I'm going to say, is not necessarily going to be super fast, but the right opportunity is approaching towards you. I'm going to say probably over here, I need you to trust the timing, but I'm going to say probably within the following, I'm going to say 5 to 6 weeks, something could be opening on up for you, my sweet love. So I'm going to say at this moment, I feel like you're planting the right seeds into the right place. I need you to keep nurturing this vision, and it will grow. But not just nurture. I need you to nurture it. I need you to believe it. I need you to not judge, not compare yourself. It's okay. Compare yourself is okay. You can compare to other people as long as it doesn't bring you down. Compare and level on up. All right? That's what you've got to do, my love. Ça va, Mathias? C'est quoi tu fais? Oh. Hi, Tasha. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, sweetie. I'm going to say, my love, come back in about 15, 20 minutes. I'll be with you, okay? Or stick around. Stick around, my love. And thank you for your donation, sweetie. Aw, Patricia, that is sweet. And High Priestess, you say, considering you have a body care business, yeah, it made sense to go to that route. It does. And that's okay, my love. Besides, my beautiful High Priestess, there is nothing that is stopping you at some point in time. All the studies that you have done and all the experience that you have gained, they're all going to be beautiful attributes that are going to be positive, helping you move on forward. So they're all bonuses. They're all really good things. Continue putting that, like they say, onto your belt, I think they say. I don't know. I think I've heard my parents say that. Anyways, it's beautiful experiences that you can keep, that you can move on forward with. Yeah. I do believe it is into this new industry, my love, but I'm going to say into the following, between the following 4 to 6 weeks, I see, High Priestess. Yes. But definitely 4 to 6 weeks. Absolutely. I'm going to go and see our beautiful Elaine, wherever Elaine is over here. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Okay, hold on just 1 second. Okay. Okay. I'm sending you much love, sweetie. Elaine, what's up with you, my love? What is up, my sweetie pie? What is, okay, hold on just a second. All right. Let's go see. My love. What is a chick that hit your car thinking after the accident? She hit your car, but she's not going to get any money because you don't have insurance. I don't know how it works for you guys. What do you do when you don't have insurance? What happens? I'm curious. I'm curious. Over here, you have to. So you end up paying, depending on what you took into your insurance, you end up paying like a certain amount of money. Like if it's your fault or not, God knows what. It goes up to like $1,000 or something that you can pay, but that's it. I don't know. Is it legal? I'm just asking. No, just it's a question. I have no idea. Let's go see. I'm very curious. Oh, it is. Okay, thank you. Okay, I got you. And you got a ticket. And okay, now you got to go to court. Oh, okay. All right, I got you, sweetie. Well, let's go see. So, Love Shine is next. If Love Shine's not here, we're going to go and see T Clean. Okay, well, first of all, I'm sorry, my sweetie pie. I am. That's not a good thing. No, it is not. Nobody wants that. Yeah, she kind of yeah, well, okay. She kind of feels like maybe she hit the wrong car over here with the Seven of Swords, my sweet love. Kind of hoping that there's going to be something good that's going to come out of this. Um, I'm going to say she's feeling kind of frustrated, regretful, not just about the accident, but also about the outcome. Kind of feel like she expected something that could have been a little bit more straightforward. Um, let's say like if you would have had insurance and she'd be kind of compensated more into an easy kind of way, but kind of feel like it's, she's going to be feeling like she's a little bit stuck over here, maybe a little bit left out without any options, right? Yeah. Okay. So let me just do this. Let me do that. Okay. I actually kind of feel also that she's wondering if she handled the situation well. wondering if she handled it well, if there's something that she could be doing. I feel like she's got a lot of inner conflict at this moment. She kind of feels like the situation is unfair from her perspective. But she also kind of knows that deep down the responsibility is somewhat shared. So I feel like she's annoyed. I feel like she's disappointed, but I feel like there's a lot of internal tension. So I'm basically going to say over here, there's a lot of energy that is going on through that we're kind of afraid. What are we chasing legally and even just kind of financially? So I'm going to say she's stuck. She's feeling like she's stuck, not really knowing what to do, to further action, to just kind of let it go. Kind of feel like we're actually wondering what it is that we should do altogether, my sweet love. So I'm going to say complications, frustrations, kind of feeling at a loss, absolutely not knowing what she's going to do. She kind of feels like there's a lot of drama going around for this. Yeah, that's right, eh? I know. Hi, thank you, my sweetie Tasha. What's going on, my love? Okay, I will check that on out, sweetie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm seeing, my love. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Mm-mm. No, nothing really, sweetie. No. Juanson, you don't have her onto the list, but we're going to move on forward with her at this moment. Oh, you do. It's Amy. You're missing Sag Moon, sweetie. Sag Moon is right before Tink. She was under the influence of drugs in a school zone, and she's lucky you didn't call. Yeah, that's another thing, too. Honestly, my dear God. Sweet Lord. Alrighty. That's not a good thing at all. All right, so we're currently on Love Shine right now, moving forward to T Clean, Sag Moon, and Tasha after. I'm going to put a timestamp over here. Elaine, I'm sending you much love, sweetie. She's probably not going to follow on through with anything because it's a little bit of a crazy place and it's not really good for her. It's not going to end up being anything good for her. No. Love Shine's going to be over here at, we're going to put 132. It was really stupid. It was. You don't want to be doing that. Mm-mm. And I do not have anything over here. So yeah, Elaine, I'm sending you much love, sweetie. You have such an exhilarating life. All right, so Love Shine, here we go. T Clean is on up next. I have your question, Sag Moon, also, and Tasha, you're here. The donation's closing in 25 minutes. So what do I have? What do we have? Okay, well, you know what? With the wife, it is what it is, right? Seven of Swords. There's no hermit over here. We're talking about an energy that is very, very much self-absorbed. Me, myself, and I. That would be coming from the wife. It's also coming from him, which is kind of interesting because they both have the me, myself, and I kind of a theory, which makes it really complicated within their relationship. So I'm going to say just a lot of self-absorbed energy. I'm doing my stuff, you're doing yours, and that's it. That's all. Thank you, Watson, and thank you, Lilith. Moving on forward over here to you, my sweetie. How's he doing with you? Hopefully he's spending more time. No, he's not really spending more time, isn't he? And he's a little bit unpredictable with everything. Why do I see, when's he going on vacation? There's a vacation coming on up soon, ain't there? Or something for Father's Day. It's I'm seeing 7 days or something of the such. Maybe it's around Father's Day. What are they doing for Father's Day? They're doing something. I don't know what it is, but there's something. She's going to suck up his time at Father's Day. With you, my love, honestly, I feel as though you guys are kind of trying, or anyways, you're trying in some kind of way to kind of stand your ground, to stay at the place where you're at this moment. Other than that, I'm basically going to say over here, you're onto this journey together. It's not a tumultuous one. I feel like it's moving on forward. It's doing what it must. I feel like every once in a while you do have some fights, you do have some conflicts, you do have some frustrations. But I'm basically seeing with him, not with him. He's okay. You're feeling dissatisfied and you're feeling stressed. The energy that's coming out is one of yours. He doesn't necessarily know that you're dissatisfied and stressed. For him, everything is okay. You're unhappy. You're unhappy about the way that things are going. You're unhappy about the way that things are moving on forward, and you're wondering what it is that you should do. Every once in a while, you think to yourself, should I let this go? Should I? But you love him too much, so you will not, or you have decided that you will not anyways at this moment. But you do ask yourself the question. What are his thoughts and feelings towards you? Often he's very impulsive towards you. Often he's got an idea. He's got to do it. He's got to move on forward. This has got to happen right here, right now. That's it. But he always has to move with a certain amount of caution. Basically, he wants you to know that he seeks attention. He likes to have a lot of attention from you. He kind of feeds off of that, a little bit like an energy vampire. But he loves you, and he loves the attention that you give to him, which is why, one of the reasons why the relationship goes so well. If you didn't give him all the attention he wanted, if you didn't just kind of, be nice and sweet and kind of follow on through and listen to his stories and everything and the such, you would be into a different type of relationship at this moment. And what are his messages towards you? Messages towards you are going to be the following. He loves you. He does. Our King of Cups is coming on through. He loves you with all his heart and soul, but doesn't really know how to do more for the relationship. Let me put it that way. He would like to be able to do more, but he doesn't know how to do more. So I'm going to say what you've got is what you have. I think I got the hiccups. It's what's going to remain also. He wants you to be careful about your overreactive imagination. He kind of feels like sometimes you're a little bit moody, a little bit jealous, and sometimes he kind of feels like maybe sometimes that you might kind of imagine things, that he's doing things or speaking with people or stuff like that. Anyways, it's into his message towards you within the tarot. He wants you to be careful about that because he's really, really quite faithful towards you. And I'm sending you much love, my sweetie. Let's go see our beautiful Tea Clean. Tea Clean is going to be at 1:37. I'm going to go into the email. Tea Clean is not into the email. Tea Clean is into PayPal. Oops, I have to log back in. 1 second, loves. Up next is going to be Sag Moon. So Sag Moon, just let us know if you are here. So Tea Clean, Sag Moon, and our beautiful Tasha are next. So you would like to have a gen around your daughter's boyfriend. He lost his job and you're paying a bulk of the bills. What if you didn't do it, my love? What if you didn't pay Tea Clean? I'm just saying, I know that it's your daughter and know that you want to help her on through, but sometimes helping is actually not helping. So if you feel like you're being used financially, emotionally, any kind of shape, form, or way, sometimes it is best. Sometimes it is best to do nothing than to be used into a different kind of a way. So be careful with that, okay? Let's go see. And I'm sorry for that because I know that for you financially things have been becoming a little bit better, right? It's not fair that this kind of stuff would happen at this moment. So let's go and see. Sean, I don't know where you're at, sweetie. Thank you, Satchman, but I can't listen to your message at the moment, my love. Okay, so my beautiful Tea Clean, this is what I shall say for you. Your intuition is correct upon it, but like I said, sometimes a little bit of tough love is necessary. I feel like there is deception. I feel like you guys are being taken advantage of, but kind of quietly. You're not wrong for feeling like he's using the situation to his own benefit. I don't necessarily feel like he's doing it openly, though, like maliciously on purpose. But he's definitely getting more than what he's actually giving. And I kind of feel like he is going to kind of stretch the limits because your daughter is allowing it. So, like, instead of hurrying on up or going to get another job or being really, really quick to kind of get back onto his feet, I feel like it could take a certain amount of time before he actually does that, because everything is a little bit given to him at this moment. So why should he, right? So I'm going to say that's a little bit of a problem. You yourself, I know, I get you. You're just being the sweet mama. That's what you're doing. You're doing the best that you possibly can. So you're being that beautiful, nurturing mom, providing, stabilizing, bringing everything in when everything is out of balance. But you're giving so much more than what you should have to. And I know that the resentment that you feel, it's there. I know it's real. And I know that you've kind of stepped into a different kind of a zone, which is more like a caretaker kind of overload. But your generosity is being mistaken for an obligation. And that's not okay. And that's not all right. It's not sustainable. So, I'm going to say in regards to your daughter, I feel like your daughter's relationship with him onto the surface can look quite fine, but underneath there's unbalance, there's codependency. There's one person who's giving so much more than the other, of course, which is your daughter given towards him. I feel like she's emotionally tied in and probably can't necessarily even see the red flags that she's trying to keep into the peace to kind of support him while he's actually down. So I'm going to say for you, it could be important for you, but again, that is ultimately your decision to do, to reclaim structure, to reclaim your authority. You're being encouraged to kind of step back into your own power, to set your own boundaries, especially everything in regards of finances and living arrangements, because it's not about you being controlling. It's about you protecting your peace. It's about you protecting your finances, your peace, your security. And your daughter's long-term well-being also. Your daughter should know very well too, though. So I'm going to say if nothing actually shifts on through soon, a breaking point could definitely come. So it's actually better to kind of reset it calmly before there's going to be a messy fallout. And I feel like if you do get to the messy fallout, it's going to be a little bit like a wake-up moment for your daughter also. I feel like she's a little bit blind to it right now, kind of a little bit blind by life at the same time, and your guidance might actually help her to kind of push her, open up her eyes. She won't see it that way right away, but maybe within a few weeks she will. So what I basically want to say is this: you're absolutely not wrong, my beautiful love, for feeling that you're used. The boyfriend is definitely benefiting without any contribution and is definitely going to drag it on even longer. Your daughter's not seeing it at all that well, but it's your energy, it's your money, it's your peace, and that's what matters. So you need to reclaim your power with love, not with anger, not with manipulation. Put a structure in place before resentment or chaos actually gets to you, sweetie. And that's what I got, my sweetie pie. I am going to give you an angel message. And you are talking about an angel. You are a sweet angel to do all that, my love. Your angels are guiding you through a season of clarity, and trust that your intuition is whispering even if others can't see it. What feels heavy now is clearing space for something that is more aligned. Release the guilt of choosing yourself, and you are divinely supported even into the silence. Keep going, because your light is noticed in realms beyond this one. Thank you, my beautiful. And send me an email if you want to, okay, my love? Here we go for my beautiful Sag Moon. How are you doing, sweetie pie? Tasha is going to be on up right after, so hold on. What's your intentions towards you? What's happening? What is happening over here? Tasha, let us know if you're here. You're next, sweetie pie. What's happening with Omar? Omar's investing more into work, ain't he? He's spending a little bit less time with you. You feel like maybe you're being a little bit deceived into some kind of a way. You feel like he's thinking more about himself than anything else. And there are some setbacks that are coming on through. What's going on, Sag? Why? What's going on? What's going on? Why do we feel like this is going on? Why do we feel like there's been like somewhat of a pause or something? Something has happened. Why is that? What's going on with that, sweetie? Okay. So hold on. It still feels inconsistent, right? That's it. Okay, hold on. Okay. He says no all the time, right? Like he still doesn't forgive you. No, there's a lot of stagnation. It's like nothing is really changing over here. I can see that, my sweetie pie. Yeah. Nothing is really switching on up over here, sweet one. Like you haven't gone on to a date and you don't feel like a girlfriend more. Like, yeah. Okay. Definitely. He's not giving everything that he should be giving. There's a lot of negligence. There's a lot of stagnation. There's a lot of burden. My love, what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to take out another deck. His energy is one of being stuck, is one of not knowing how to move on forward, wanting to move forward, but not knowing how to move on forward. So feeling kind of lost, and because we're feeling kind of lost, we're feeling blocked. It's like he put himself some blockages or some walls, if you will. And that's a little bit of a problem, definitely. Okay. Yeah, like you haven't gone to, yeah, well, okay. Sweetie, a lot of patience is going to be necessary, and I feel like you guys need to find. I'm not going to say that you guys are going to break up. I'm not. I feel like there's a lot of patience. I feel like there's a lot of communication. It's not going to be an easy road, okay, my love? You probably have like a good 3 to 4, maybe even 5 weeks of working through this energy and trying to find your way out. It's a complicated one. Are you able to move on forward and do it? Yes, but it's a complicated place to be into. I feel as though over here we do have that want, that desire to be together. We do have the desire of happiness. So we do love you and we do want to be with you. We just don't know how to do so. I feel like you guys need to plan the next step. Don't just necessarily be together or try to go into a date or anything of the such. Tell him how you feel. Tell me what you told me, that you believe that you're more like friends with benefits. Tell him how you feel towards that, and you know what you're looking for and how he feels towards that. Try to figure that out, because you guys can continue together, but if you continue into the way that you are, you're going to end up giving up. He's going to end up giving up, and it's going to go to a tower moment. But you guys can still fix this, because he does love you, he does want to be with you, but it's still complicated. And I swear, it's not one conversation who's going to fix it. It's many conversations. Not long conversations, little conversations, 5-10 minutes. Then you close it up. You get back to it the following week. But you try to implement the changes that are necessary. If you feel like a friends with benefits, it's because he's not making you feel like you're loved or cared for or thought or listened and anything of the such. He's just kind of treating you like, I want to see you, come on over, let's do something together. You leave, we don't talk for a whole week. He needs to fix that. And if he's not able to do that, then changes are necessary. Right? Yes. Um, okay. I'm sending you much love, my sweetie pie. But says he wasn't to be with you. Oh, my beautiful Sag Moon. He does love you, sweetie. It's just, it's kind of complicated, okay, my love? It's complicated, sweetie. Mm-hmm. My beautiful Tink, what's happening with you, sweetie? You feel like S is pretending he's not interested now. Maybe because you're talking to somebody else. Yeah, probably, because we had looked at that. Hold on. Okay. 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 What's happening with us? I'm definitely going to say over here, I feel like it does kind of feel like S is a little bit kind of pulling back or pretending not to care. But I kind of feel like at the same time, that's often a little bit like of a defense mechanism. I feel like you probably senses that you have somewhat of an energy shift that is happening. Maybe because you are talking with somebody new and we did see that. So something is happening with that. And instead of actually being honest, I kind of feel like he's playing it cool to protect his ego. It's not that he's not interested. It's more like he doesn't want to look like he's actually affected, because he kind of feels like maybe you've a little bit kind of transferred your energy towards somebody else. So I'm going to say, you know, when somebody pretends that they don't care, it's really not necessarily because they do not care. Also, often it's more that they have a little bit of that emotional immaturity and they don't quite want to show you the way that they feel. They don't really want to play any games, but they're kind of playing games into a certain way by doing that, because now he's kind of giving you different kind of vibes, although the vibes that he has, they're still there. He's basically really just protecting himself from hurt or from feeling more vulnerable or showing his vulnerability, if you will. Yeah. So there's no doubt about it, Sweetie Pie. No doubt. So is he pretending not to be interested into you now? Absolutely. Because you are talking with somebody else? Yes, no doubt about it. No doubt. And he's doing so because he doesn't want to be hurt. He doesn't want to show like he is vulnerable. And that's why he's showing it into that kind of a way. Now, is S and J, are they dating or are they together? I do have our Knight of Pentacles. I do have our Four of Cups. Sweetie Pie, I'm not necessarily going to say, I'm not going to say that they are together. I'm actually going to say that they are dating. But even dating, I would not go too heavily upon it. I'm going to say they have dated. I'm going to say they definitely did go on a couple dates, but I do not feel like everything is hot and heavy or anything of the such. Yes. So this is what I will say for you. Okay, my love? I will definitely say for you, I feel as though this person is dating, but I do not feel as though they're into a relationship. And I do not feel like they will actually be into a relationship neither. I don't feel like they're compatible, and I do not feel as though it's going to work on through. That being said, I also do feel like they have restraints around them, probably because it is work related. They don't necessarily want to show what they're doing or the type of connection a little bit that they have. So that kind of puts a little bit of a strain upon it too. Mm-hmm. Does that make any sense, my love? Um, they would be together. No, they're not together. They're not together. I'm going to say they're dating, my love. They're dating, but I do not feel as though they're together. Absolutely not. I feel like there's complications, but I do not feel like they're actually meant to be together. I do not feel like they're actually compatible. So, no. I will say they do date every once in a while, but they're definitely not together. Mm-mm. No. I feel like they need to find somewhat of a new outlook. I feel like they need to look elsewhere. So they could be a little bit like friends with benefits into a certain kind of a way, but nothing more, my love. Let me know, my sweetie pie, if there's anything else I can do for you. And I really, really hope that ask kind of switches things around and, you know, is actually there for you and stops, you know, with all those emotional blockages and putting up those barriers and everything of the such. I hope so, my love. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you, okay, sweetie? In the meanwhile, we're going to go and see Hwanson, who I know had some time off because you were very creative today. You say he had no issue flaunting his flirty in front of you, right? But had an issue when you're talking with somebody else. That's his mechanisms. That's him kind of building up that barrier. That's what he does, my sweetie pie. It does. I know. I know, it's not fair. It doesn't seem fair and everything of the such, my love. And I'm actually going to say I feel as though it is very selfish of him in many, many, many kind of ways. But yeah. You've got this, my sweetie pie. I don't feel like he's being okay with all of this at all. I am sending you much love, sweetie. Hwanson, what's up with you, my love? Yeah, I know. You had a full day off today, and it was nice. The library, the weather was nice. All right. Let's go see how Elizabeth is doing today. Yeah, could you imagine if she was there and you were not there? Ooh la la. Okay. Okay. A Wheel of Fortune. No, she wasn't even there today. She wasn't there, sweetie. Don't worry about it, my love. Not there. Mm-hmm. All right. So, was she thinking about you? The Emperor. The King of Wands. She was thinking about when you're going to make your movement. If ever you're going to make your movement. But then again, if you're going to make a movement and you're ever going to make a movement, you're actually going to need her there with you, right? Which has not been a possibility at this moment in time, so I definitely do get it. Alrighty. Okay. So, she was thinking about you. She wants you to make a movement. She wants you to do something. if there's a possibility to do something. What were her thoughts about you? Look, again, the King of Wands. When are you going to make that action? When are you going to make the action followed out with a Chariot? Seriously. And the Magician. See, if you can... Look, I don't even have to say anything, okay? You know what those cards mean. If you can, you shall. So I'm going to have to say we're going to have to wait for that date. Everything was so explicit into that. Yes. Oh, Tink, I know that you can be a player too, but sometimes when both people are playing, it's not a good thing. Sometimes. Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. I know you know what those cards mean. They said it. I didn't have to say a word. I don't even actually do your reading. I just have to show you the cards. I talk way too much. Okay. Well, let's put those away. Let's put those away. Let's go see this little one over here. Thoughts about you today. All right, thoughts about you today, sweetie. Missing you, wanting you, desiring you. Wondering if you're working today, which you are not. Let's go see what's happening into your life altogether. All right, no toxicity. Wanting beautiful movement again over here. Wanting changes. Be careful for sneaky people around work. And other than that, I feel like work-wise is going to be okay, but you are going to be a little bit bored. Love-wise, I'm going to say a little bit of stagnation because I don't actually see you seeing your sweetie pie this week, my love. I don't. When's the next cover coming on out? Yes. So, I know, sneaky foxes, sneaky foxes. Yes, yours has been done, my beautiful love shine. Hello, sweetie. It has been done, my love. Alrighty, so what are we getting into the energy over here, my love? A lot of stagnancy, but a lot of hopes. She and you are always within her dreams, her wants, her desires. She is holding on to you quite dearly, even though there is not much movement. Yeah, you need to be careful with those sneaky foxes. They're sneaky little things. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay. Let me know whenever you are ready for the bookity book. Thank you, my beautiful Lilith. Ace of Coins, take small steps in this one and don't move forward too quickly. This is about long-term goals and shouldn't be entered in too lightly. Alrighty. All right. Angel message. Your angels are aligning people and opportunities behind the scenes. Trust the timing, not the silence. A peaceful breakthrough is near. Stay open, stay soft, and keep your heart lifted. An oracle message. You're stepping into a new chapter where your energy will be matched, not drained. The universe is clearing paths that you didn't even know were blocked. Trust the redirection. And what's meant for you is already finding its way towards you. So stay grounded, but definitely do expect some magic. And let's go with some love messages. The love that you're manifesting is feeling like home, is not feeling like a test. Just 1 second. All right. Some days I feel you even when you're not clear. That's how I know what we have is real. Loving you feels like breathing. I don't have to try. I just do. Even in your silence, I hear the parts of you that speak to me without words. And with you, I've learned that love doesn't have to be loud to be deep. That is very sweet, ain't it? I know. And that being said, my beautiful loves, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for this beautiful this beautiful live. And I'm wishing everybody a beautiful, relaxing evening is what I want to say. And we shall see each other tomorrow. Same place, same time. So sweet dreams, my beautiful loves.